So I had a request to do a self-care video, so this is gonna be it. What is self-care and why is it important? We are not meant to go constantly. We need to be taking time for ourselves, and I know that's really hard to do because we have busy lives, we have work, children, everything. So if you're not taking time out for self-care, then we're gonna have burnout, we're gonna have health problems, we're gonna suffer from depression. And it's important to take time out for self-care. I mean, sometimes I know some people have to schedule it. For me, it's Saturday. On Saturday, I am doing absolutely nothing. I am worthless. And it is really, really important that you're taking that time for yourself. And sometimes you might find that you need more than others, especially if you have a lot going on in your life. So it's important to have self-care no matter what job you have, no matter if you're a stay-at-home mom, if you're a counselor, you work at McDonald's, it doesn't matter. You need to be taking time for self-care. Your needs are important, and your needs should be a priority for you at some point during the week. Taking care of yourself can benefit you physically and mentally. Overall, your whole well-being benefits from self-care. And what happens when we don't do self-care? We're getting sick more. If we're not taking that time out for ourselves, we're getting sick more and we're sick longer. So it's really important that we make sure we're taking time for self-care. What are the benefits of self-care? So you get better productivity. As you're taking time out to rest, then you're going to get a lot more done when you're up and active and doing whatever things that you have to do during your day, whether it's juggling a job in your home life or just in general. So making sure that you're taking that time for self-care gives you that balance that you need in life. You hear a lot of times work-life balance, work-life balance. Well, that's something that you're doing by incorporating self-care into that picture. It improves your health overall. Like I said before, you're not getting as sick frequently, or you're not getting sick for longer periods of time. Some people don't get sick at all when they take enough self-care. This also improves your just overall how you feel about yourself. This can improve your self-esteem because you're not exhausted all of the time. It gives you kind of like a self-esteem boost when you're pampering yourself. And pampering yourself could be anything that you do that is self-care, and we'll get to that in just a moment. So you're going to find yourself with more energy when you're doing that self-care, and you're going to find that you are just able to accomplish a lot more. You're not having that brain fog when you're taking the time for self-care. The biggest perk to self-care is that it's helping you manage stress. It's helping you manage day-to-day stress. Even if you can only take self-care once in a while throughout the week, it's helping you manage stress. For some people, it's playing video games. Some ideas that we have for self-care are going to be simple things, basic things that you should already be doing. Sleeping regularly. If you don't have a fluctuating schedule, then it's really a good idea to make a sleep schedule, to develop a sleep routine if you can. Eat better, eat healthier, try to stay away from all the carbs. Believe it or not, carbs do kind of bring you down if you take them in overload. If you're active, kind of a different story. If you're not active, if you have a job where you're sitting all day, you need to eat less of the carbs and more of like your fruits and veggies. Exercise. Exercise for me is a huge challenge. I hate exercise. I hate exercise. But I do know that when I am incorporating exercise into my routine, I feel better. Just overall, my moods are improved and stuff like that. So, and there have been studies done that demonstrate that exercise actually leads to improved health. It's one great way to, better your sleep. It's another way to manage stress, and that is just overall better for you. Exercise doesn't have to be some crazy Shanti insanity stuff. It could be something as simple as walking 1 or 2 times a week, maybe even more if you have a high stress job. And I'm not talking about walking at work. If that's what you do for a living, you work in retail and you're all over the store. No, you need to be taking time to walk for yourself. Put your headphones in, put on a podcast, whatever. That is exercise. If you're a regular gym rat, then you're already doing this. Another thing too that we have to do for self-care, which can be a huge challenge for some of us, myself included, is boundaries. Knowing when to say no, knowing when not to bite off more than you can chew, knowing when something is not your problem, and saying no when you're being asked to do something that you just don't have time for or energy for, or you just don't feel like doing. Sometimes, in the workplace, your boss is gonna give you something that you have to do today, and then they're going to give you something else and something else and something else, and they want to make it happen. And then your coworker comes up and it's like, can you do this for me, or can you do that for me? And you're just like, So you need to make sure that you are saying no when it's appropriate to say no. Hey, I can't do that. I'm already stressed out by this over here. This also goes in your personal life. If you have somebody who's an emotional drain for you, this is something that you want to make sure that you're avoiding. If this is a person that's toxic for you, that can create stress. Part of self-care is knowing when to cut those things that are not benefiting you mentally and emotionally. If there's somebody who is an energy vampire, you are going to want to cut that toxic person from your life. And if you can't because they're family, avoid them. You don't have to talk to people just because they're family. That is an important part of self-care, is boundaries, boundaries, boundaries. Make sure you're not biting off more than you can chew. I have tons of ideas for things that you can do for self-care. This is just my list. Everybody's going to have a list that's different. Not everybody's into what I'm into. I like to play bingo. I like to crochet. I love to read. I love to learn. I'm a YouTube junkie. I'm a Facebook junkie. That's how I unwind. You can have fun. Just have fun. You can have fun doing almost anything if you really think about it. Take a vacation. Go see a show. Take a walk. Take a bath. If you have a really busy lifestyle and the only time you get is shower time, take an extra long shower. Go to a sauna. Take time off. Go to a movie. Spend time with family. Go fishing. Go on vacation. Take a hike. I think I said that one. Either way, those are all great ideas that you can do for self-care. If you have ideas for self-care, please post them in the comments below. I hope this video was helpful for you. My very first one with the topic, so